Yo, happy Friday. Fired up on Halloween weekend. I am your host, Rich Maliki, aka Marty McFly. I didn't want to wear this. Lisa made me. I'm just putting that out there right now. I look ridiculous.
I think you look great.
I look ridiculous. Thank God. I don't look good with hair anymore.
It's Halloween, so you had to wear a costume.
I had to wear a costume.
Quentin says hi. Hi,
Q
Quentin.
Dubs is already here. Quentin, get ready for the premiere of Through Their Eyes, episode 2, coming out next week.
Next Wednesday.
It's coming out on Wednesday,
Possibly
Wednesday, and then we're gonna do hopefully a live with Quentin on Thursday.
Yes. Quentin,
So-
get back to me on that email.
It's just a lot going on, and the calendar pages just keep ripping off. But hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere. We're fired up.
We post today 64 days until the end of the year or something.
64 days. I mean, that sounds about right. So yeah, I mean, 64 days until the end of the year. If that's true, I mean, we gotta hit the gas and go full throttle to bust through into 2022 because 2022 is FedCon. We're getting close. So you need to get your tickets. And here's number one. This is the last weekend for the early bird.
Yep.
It's going away. People have been jumping in and getting those tickets over the past few days. So you're not going to want to miss out. By the way, there's a limit to the capacity. There's 150 tickets available. Once they're gone, they're gone. We can't have 151, 152. No, that's it. It's 150 tickets. That's it. They are going to sell out. You need to get yours now and get the early bird. What are you waiting for? Why does everyone wait to the last minute?
I don't know.
Get the ticket now. You know you're getting it.
I mean, be real though. We wait till the last minute for
Of
things.
course, I wait to the very end. And you know what? Sometimes I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't get to stay in the hotel that things are happening at. Sometimes, you know, the tickets go or higher. There's just a lot of different things.
And you already know you're going to be there.
And you know you're going, and you still wait. And I do it. I procrastinate on that stuff too. And even from putting on the conference last year, you know, we learned that the bulk of everything that happened in the last like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you're gonna go grab your tickets this weekend and get in because the ticket prices are going up to regular price Monday, November 1st.
And November 1st, we will be announcing the winners of the pumpkin carving competition.
We sure will. So get your pumpkin carvings in. There's a bunch from Aaron Irvin and his team, but listen, you have all weekend. So make this a great, happy Halloweeny weekend and get yourself carving some jack-o'-lanterns. Let's get creative. This is like a legit prize. Anyone would be excited to get this, I think. I mean, it's a Canva Pro, a subscription.
I know it's the end of the week.
It's a 1 year subscription to Canva Pro. I mean, this is legit. Like, get carving. That's like 130, 40, whatever it is, dollar value. But what you get with it is priceless because you have so many options to now create content, and it looks great. It looks professional, and anyone can do it. So do that. I'm McFly here right now, and I don't know who's gonna take me serious on this Fired Up Live, but
Everybody.
it's Halloween. If you're here, let me know. Jump in the comment section, say hello. Let me know what you're doing this weekend. I want to know where you're gonna be, who you're gonna be with, and if you're dressing up, what are you dressing up as? I got my nephews right now. They're Batman and Robin. So we got 3.5 and 1.5. Just got some pictures. One of them smiling, the other one's crying. So yeah,
That sounds about right.
yeah, it's great. So
You should be Alfred.
me?
Yeah,
That would have been fun.
that would have been great. You could have been the butler.
I could have been Alfred. Mr. Wayne.
There you go.
Hello, Mr. Wayne. So yeah, but there's just a lot going on continually, day in and day out. So again, here in Jersey on Thursday and Friday. So back in Long Island on Monday, and there'll be much to do there. Already got things lined up. We have our 5th technician starting in that market on Monday. Right out of the gate, less than 60 days, we got two new technicians on the road. Quality.
That's just awesome.
High quality. It really is high quality guys. And again, we're bringing care to the market. We're bringing care to New Jersey. We're bringing care to New York City. Today alone, we got 2 emails from 2 different customers from 2 different techs of the amazing job they did, the professionalism. I mean, these are things that are happening more and more and more. We're building a culture of care here. We're caring for people. I posted today in the group about service to others. That's what we do. And I think, what I'm fired up about is that coupled in together with what I said here as the headliner. If an industry is unwilling to change, what does it look like in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? So I did a poll, Lisa. Did a poll.
What was that poll?
On LinkedIn, and it was about getting $40 flat as a company that we get, not a person, a company, to go do, whether it's a startup, a commission, a performance check. We all can call it whatever we want to call it. And I'm just gonna pop this up. So basically, I said, if you provide skilled labor by knowledgeable, high-paid technicians, would you accept any job as a business, as a company that pays $40? 78% said I'd be insulted. Absolutely no. And the other ones were explaining in the comments. The 14% that said, sure, business is business. I looked at who they were. They're not in this industry. They have no clue what they're talking about. So Josh Zolan said, if it's anything other than a lack of understanding, it's an insult. I have techs who make more than that per hour. You don't go to McDonald's and demand to pay 50 cents for a Big Mac. Mark Pickett says, how could any self-respecting contractor pay a client to work for them? Clearly a lack of understanding of overhead and burden rates for a service business. Jeff Resnick says, they write back and ask if you take 50 yet? No, they didn't. Kevin Suska, if that's what they feel we are worth, we are nowhere near a fit for them. Keep looking for a trunk slammer. For those of you who don't know what a trunk slammer is, a trunk slammer is basically a one-man band, one-man show, and he's driving around, whether he's in a van, whether he's in a car, he's working out of his trunk. He has no insurance. The only training he has is the training he's probably shown himself, and he's probably working with shoddy parts. We don't know what he has, what he doesn't have, and yeah, get what you pay for. Andrew Reese said, "I don't get out of bed for $40." Sorry, not sorry. Victor said, do they expect to get a technician that knows what they are doing, or just a guy from out of a side box store that's going to take 4 times as long? Rich Buds says, as a business in the city, all work is over $100 an hour, and employees, aka technicians, are 40 plus an hour at this point. So, listen, I've been talking about this stuff, and I'm not the only one who's been talking about it, right? Been talking through the industry for the last 18 to 24 months. I talk a lot with Dan Deibler, talk a lot with many guys and gals within the Cefesa industry. If you go to Fed Nation on Facebook, go to the Fed group on Facebook, or you can go to thefedgroup.com. You can join us over on Facebook. If you're watching and you're just hearing about this, there's about 1,000 people over there. It's a mixture. It's not all service. There's manufacturers there. There's manufacturer reps. There's dealers. There's consultants. There's facilities managers, directors. There's technicians. It's a melting pot of people, and there's a lot of chatter all the time about the different things in the industry that kind of just, they're getting under people's skin. A lot of the things that are happening, right? So, I got to keep the conversations on these things going, because Fed Nation, the Fed Group, is here for a lot of things. And one of them is to create change for the better of the entire industry. We're here to create that impact, that lasting impact as we go along. Over the years, my father came up from nothing and built, his first contract was Frymaster. I remember a guy by the name of Jim Fred that I believe he came here and he slept he's like, Rich, you got to sleep on the couch. Jim's sleeping in your bed tonight. He flew him in, manufacturer partnerships are so important, and they're still important. Okay. Make no mistake, but there's this, I don't know if there's an unwillingness to change. I don't know if there's a blind eye to it, but just, let's be quiet. Hopefully it'll all go away. I don't know what it is. And this is, I don't want to make a general statement, because I'm not saying that every manufacturer, I'm just talking generally, that there has to be these conversations. And we're putting letters together. I'm going to be very truthful. We're putting letters together to be sent out between now and I'm hoping by the end of the year. We have our own rates and our own agreements and our own guidelines that need to be followed moving forward. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think things have changed, and I think, I don't see anyone feeling any worriment sending me 3 to 4 parts price increases a year at this point, because they have all these expenses and all these things going on. Do you not think that affects us? Do you know what the labor for technicians in 2021 is through the roof? It's no longer what you ever might have thought it would be. If my father was still in this business, he would not know what to do with himself. He'd be like insane. It's through the roof. And when we talk about like a startup or a site server, these different things, people want me to go do stuff for free. I don't know anybody that works for free. And it's disrespectful. And like Josh said, if it's anything other than a lack of understanding, it is a little disrespectful.
Of course.
Because there is no lack of understanding here, believe me. Everyone understands what's going on. Why should I have to just swing a guy in when he's available to do a site survey? He doesn't come off the clock for me and swing in for me. He's not volunteering. This is not volunteer. Oh yeah, here comes Bob the technician. It's volunteer day for Bob. Hey Bob, we got 6 site surveys you could go swing in on. It just doesn't happen. So why do I have to incur these costs? I don't sell the equipment. I'm not installing half of these things, but I have to go. I don't make any money on any of this stuff. The only thing I make money on is by selling my time. And then when there's a part that comes into play, if it's out of warranty, because we don't make money on parts under warranty anymore. There's no handling. There's none of that anymore. Then I get to sell the part outside of warranty, and I get my street rate. And we make money, and we're profitable, and we get to continue to be there for our customers. If we keep working at a discount, we're going to all be out of business.
Oh, yeah.
That's just simple math. And long gone are the days that service is the bottom of the barrel. And I feel like that's how I was coming up here with my dad. I used to see the way people treated us and treated him. I'm like, why? My father was like, well, what runs downhill, and we're at the bottom. Well, no, the tables have turned. Service is king. Service is at the top, and we're happy. We have a crew that is excited, fired up, and ready to rock in the New Jersey, New York City market. We're putting good people in these vans. We're putting good people in the seats here. And listen, this is not about being perfect. Nobody's perfect. Do we have to improve in the things we do? Absolutely. There's so many systems and processes that are broken here in this company. It's my job to fix it. And as we grow, these things are starting to, we're starting to figure them out. That's why we're having that big breakfast next week to sit down. I want to talk to the team. I want to talk to the company, and I want them to see what's going on, understand what's happening, what's at stake. The opportunities are endless right now. We are the care team for the New York, New Jersey tri-state area. We're going to be the company that all others look to say, that's how you do it. That's what I want. That's what I have right here. And it's not going to be at discount. You want a discount? There's plenty of other people that'll probably take that loss. I can't take the loss anymore. If you were at the FESA conference and you're talking to any of these service companies, they're not about it either. Now, individually, as a company, we all have our own crosses to bear. We all have to sit down and have our own meetings and do our own thing. I can't do it for you. But I'm done talking. Like, we're about to put stuff into motion. And, again, it's a slap in the face for someone to think I'm going to go swing in and do something for free, or I'm going to do something for $40. I'm going to reject it. I'm going to say, no, I'm sorry. I can't do it. Maybe, Joe's plumber down the block, he'll do it for you. He's not going to know what he's doing because he's never seen it before, but good luck. You're paying $40 to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. That's what you pay for. You pay for that. Now, if you want to talk street rate and you want to talk in New Jersey, $125 an hour, $135 an hour respectively, $99 trip charge respectively, 75 to 99 cents a mile respectively. Now we're talking, and now you're going to get response. You're going to get a high quality technician. You're going to get everything you want out of what you're paying for. And that's the way this is going to start to develop here. And you're going to see. And I know people. I've had at Cefessa. I had the conversation. A manufacturer was there. Doesn't not necessarily agreeing with everything I say or how I'm not bashing any manufacturer. I don't do that. Pay attention. Don't take my words out of context. Okay. What I'm doing is talking about the relationship part of it that has not been changed in 20 years. And we think it's okay to give someone that's making $70. You're giving someone we've agreed to 70 an hour, and we can only do 4% or 3% raise every year. So it's going to take me 50 years to get to where I should be. Like, what are you talking about?
So going back to the topic that you're fired up about, what's going to happen to an industry that's unwilling to change?
So, I mean, and if I answer that question simply today, October 29th, 2021, I think you're going to find a lot of service companies saying sayonara and just hanging their hats on regular service. We already have the customers. I already have the customers. I talked to Dan Deibler. He's been very vocal about manufacturers that he's put on hold because they haven't paid him in over a certain amount of days. He's already been vocal about the manufacturers that he's fired because he's taking 5%, 10% losses on his yearly thing. If you did $100,000 with us this year, yeah, but I lost 5%. If we can't get to this point, then I can't service you no more. Bye. And he left. K&D, Dan Deibler, is a very, very important service company in the industry between Pennsylvania to Maine. And I know he's not done yet, right? He's building. So, we don't want to make enemies. This is not what it's about. This is about working together. And I got an email today talking about warranty rates. Again, I name no names, but they're not interested in paying street rates, they said. Manufacturer, not interested. Well, you don't name my price. I name my price. Wake up. Can you imagine if I called PSE&G up today and said $436 for this?
No, I'm only going to pay.
No. I know listen, I don't pay that. I pay $250. Well, guess what? In the middle of the Super Bowl, my TV is going to go off because my electric is out. So your service will be interrupted at some point if there's unwillingness to change. That's my belief. There's a lot of back chatter in the room with service companies, and it hasn't. Listen, I'm talking for it. I really am, because I get the calls, and I get the emails, and I get the text messages, and I'm in the pool at Cefessa talking with people. Yeah, pool time. What do you think we're doing in pool time? We're talking about what's coming, because we know what's coming. You know how hard I've worked over the last 10 years in New Jersey to bring our customer base to where it is, to build strengthen the relationship, and the manufacturers that want to work with us. And I'm not trying to hurt anyone. It's got to be fair, and I'm willing to work with it. But don't tell me you're not interested in street rates, because that's where it's headed. Tell me what I get out of $75 an hour and 75 trip, Lisa. It costs me $80 to send a tech to site.
I was going to say, you're not losing anything if you just...
I lose nothing. And then they're going to say, oh, we get your customer's foot in the door. And my customers, you're not even sending me to the customer that I want, and I'm already in the door to the customers I already have. Now, that's done. And then you're going to say, well, the parts discounts. I got news for you. The parts game is wide open. There's a little something called the World Wide Web. People are talking about that over in Fed Nation, where they're talking about it. And listen, I'm an OEM parts house. I do the bulk of my ordering through Partstown. We do big business with Partstown. But don't be fooled to think that people aren't ordering off of Amazon for the same discount plus free shipping. It's happening right now. Go Google a famous part that you change all the time. Go to Amazon, type it in, and see the price and see the free shipping. You see, things have evolved and changed, and there's no thought process on this. There's got to be a thought process on this. And that is, and listen, again, this is called being fired up. I'm not angry. I'm fired up. I'm passionate about my business. I'm passionate about the industry. I'm passionate about getting things going and changing for the better so we can stay profitable. You could stay profitable. Your customers are happy. Our customers are happy. And we're just building and building and we're keeping that equipment. You want that equipment to stay in that location? We want to help you do that.
And just so it's not rich talking here, I just want to bring in the VP of Malachi Cares. She says, not to mention our gas costs and toll costs.
Oh, there's so many things that go into play. I mean, we're talking, it's almost $4 a gallon here in Jersey. $3.89, $3.59, depending on where you are. I mean, it's almost $4 a gallon.
Sam says $75 is a complete loss.
It's a loss. I mean, we're not, and then you get nickel and dimed on if my technician we're using our high temp wire that we buy. We're using our high temp wire nuts that we buy, our electrical tape that we buy, our Loctite sealant that we buy. And if you put that in an invoice, they go, it's the cost of doing business. So okay, so then if it's the cost of doing business, then why don't you send me high temp wire and all this stuff? Because it's the cost of doing business. It's no big deal because it's not money out of their pocket. That's why it's no big deal. It's money out of my pocket. And I'm getting tired of it being out of my pocket. I'm going to go upstairs before I leave because we had a whole big meeting and we're looking at stuff of rejections. You know how many rejections we have? 240, 280, 189. And you add this up over the years and you look at it and you look at, manufacturer says this is not warranty, bill the customer. Do you know what that customer says to us, Lisa? Goodbye. Send it to your lawyer. I don't care.
Yeah.
No one's paying. So I'm stuck holding the bill again. Thousands of dollars a year. Well, listen, we're building real strong right now. Momentum is on fire. Super, super grateful and excited for our customer partners, for the manufacturer partners that get it. And we're gonna keep trying to cultivate these things, and I'm gonna talk. I'm a reasonable person. I think I'm pretty reasonable and fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I think so though.
I'm biased. I think you're reasonable. But Sam says thousands of dollars in rejections. It's only gotten worse too over the years.
It does get worse because it's just, and there's manufacturers that we won't even entertain when they call here, and I kind of want to drop a name because it's, but I won't. But yeah.
Let me bring in 3 more comments here. So Quentin had said before, the tracks are laid, the customers are ours. Manufacturers will have to get in line or lose in the long term.
Listen to the people.
HVACR, aka Chris, says, yeah, I agree. Warranty stuff sucks. I only do warranty work for my existing customers, and I always backfill my customers the difference from what the manufacturer doesn't cover. So he back bills them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh says, I don't even sweat it anymore. Find someone else willing to lose money. It's not even a conversation anymore internally. It's just a rule. Pay no rate, get no service.
Are we listening? Is anyone listening? I would love, listen, if there's a manufacturer, someone that works at a manufacturer with a manufacturer, if you're watching, what are your thoughts? I would love to have you at FedCon on a panel that's going to be led by Taz Sutherland and as the moderator, and we're going to be talking about manufacturer service partnerships for this decade and beyond and what it looks like. It's all changing. You could either get with it or you can get lost in the sauce. Like you got to be with us. You got to be there talking with us. If you're not there, you're not part of the conversation. And I don't know. I fear for what the future holds.
Sam's really fired up about this. Sam says they won't pay because it shouldn't have taken that long. Ha, if only they see how busy these kitchens are. Sorry, I'm fired up about this. And she goes, we are going to start doing that. Back Bill talked about it this week.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we have to start accounting for every single hour. Enough is enough. We talk about billable hours. They should all be billable hours. And again, there are always jobs and interesting scenarios that we have to talk about sometimes. Okay. Again, this goes back to being fair. if we're talking something super simple, like maybe we're just replacing a thermocouple in a fryer, and my tech is there all day for 8 hours, well, let's have a discussion on that. I will step in and be like, okay, I'll take a look at the situation. There might have been some other things at play here. I don't, there are situations to talk about. Okay. But lo and behold, when we're going to work on combi ovens and specialty pieces of equipment, these things that not everybody can work on, our guys are trained on them. They see them every day in the supermarkets, in the chains. We see them every freaking day. Okay. They know what they're doing. You're paying for their expertise. You're paying for what they know. You're paying for what these eyes can see and then do. If you don't care about that and you're like just looking at the dollar, like, oh, I'm no, $78, $75, $65, whatever it might be, it's just not going to be us anymore. And I'm sorry. I heard someone in Sefesa one time talking about a customer talking about discounts and manufacturer discounts, and I won't say the person, but I stole that, and I say it to this day when a customer or a manufacturer, listen, I'm never going to be your cheapest solution. I'm just going to be your best long-term solution, and that's the bottom line. Because when you come to companies like mine, I'm going to stand behind everything. It's on the bottom of every invoice. If this job was not performed to your satisfaction, Rich Maliki has 100% guarantee. Call him, email him, Skype him, Facebook him, WhatsApp him, do whatever you want.
You don't have WhatsApp.
No, don't WhatsApp me. So, I'm ready to talk to our customers. We're not going to execute proper on every single thing. It's impossible. It's impossible. But what we're going to do is we're going to be there to back up our work. We're going to be there with our in-house warranty. We're going to be there with our guys that know their shh. All right. And we're never going to leave them. We're going to take care of them. Same thing we want to do with our manufacturer partners. We want to be there. We want to take care of you, but we need to begin to open up the conversation and not say, we're not interested in your street rates. Well, then I'm not interested in talking. You just want to make this a dictatorship. That's cool. Cool. Go be a dictator. And that's what Dan Dibler always says. We were talking about a manufacturer. He called me up on a Saturday a few weeks ago because there was some chaos going on in the Fed group by some guy who we couldn't really pinpoint where he was, and he ended up deleting his comment and running away. But well, he made a really stupid comment in a room full of service guys and gals. But the bottom line was, we were talking about this said manufacturer, and he was like, yeah, no, I told him that I had to operate at this rate from now on to do work in this market. And they said, yeah, we can't do that. He said, okay, no problem. Well, I wish you guys luck. And he saw a company that he knows that definitely has nobody in the remotely in that area, easily driving someone an hour and a half up, probably for that same discounted $70-something an hour rate. He's like, yeah. He's like, so now they're driving and taking the loss instead of me. And I'm going to go down the road and make $140 an hour here, 99 trip, and I'm going to sell the part. Have fun with your $70-something an hour, no part sale, reduced travel, and crap mileage. Bruh. But do you see what's happening? We need to start having conversations. And I want to be that. Listen, I would love to have manufacturers on the Fired Up Live. I'd love to have FedCon be the place where we bring this stuff together. Because besides being digital branding and marketing and networking and content creation and all the good stuff that Fed is, it's also, again, it's a place, the melting pot where we can come and invoke change, invoke thought, and create the betterment for the industry. We have to create it. Maybe I'm the voice. Maybe I'm going to be the guy that takes the hits and the boos and the hisses I could take it. I'm good. We talked about that on stage. What do you do when the haters come out? I don't worry about them. I'm building something. I can't worry about you. I might look at that for a minute and be like, and then I move on. Right? I mean, I might, but then I move on. And that's it. So it's time to start having conversations and not tell somebody that you're not interested. Once you say I'm not interested in your street rates, you have just put a barrier between us. How dare you? How about saying, well, that's not really something that we've done here in the past. But I know the industry's changing. Let's have a chat, Rich.
And Jason says, build something better that will be the standard.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. But I got news for you. There's a tidal wave of service guys and gals coming over the next 12 to 18 months. I can guarantee you. And it's because we have bills to pay. And by the way, we're not just doing this because it's like, I'm not talking about this because I just want to make boatloads of cash and buy the bucket. I'm doing this because I have massive expenses.
You have to survive.
Our health insurance. Do you know what it costs for health insurance here in this building? I don't know if I should even say it.
I don't see why not.
It's $250,000 a year.
That's very expensive. I'm sure that other people, as someone from insurance industry, that's very similar across the board.
Do we understand what we deliver here? We deliver to families. We take care of people and their families. That's what service companies do. Do you know what our auto, workers' comp, general liability, all that stuff? I'm not even going to get into that. Gas and tolls. And then the salaries and the payrolls. You look at these markets, technicians, and listen, it's been created because of the bubble that happened. We talked, all the boomers, we talked about that. They're all going into retirement. There's no one coming behind them into this field. It's supply and demand. We don't have the people coming in that are going out, but they're going out in droves, but the tens of thousands, and they're coming in maybe in the hundreds if we're lucky. So this is a technician's world.
So I was going to say the reason why insurance is so expensive is because you're offering the best possible plan.
It's platinum.
And the reason you're offering the best possible plan is because you're retaining the best technicians in the industry.
100%. And we pay 80% of that platinum plan from Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. And this isn't.
I lost you.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll keep talking. But these are important things to note. And if you want to jump on a Fired Up Live with me and talk about
Almost there?
Almost there, ladies and gentlemen. If you're here and you're on the replay, this is just a minor glitch. And if you're live, stick with me. I'm back. I'm back. I am. I heated this thing up, man. So listen, I'm not going to keep on going here. We're going to talk more about this, but there's a reason for these discussions. We're not doing it because we just want to make a whole lot of money. We want to do it because we need to cover our costs and we need to be profitable at the same time. Just like your parts keep rising and rising and rising, and your equipment keeps rising and rising and rising. I'm looking at equipment that was quoted it's like $10,000 more, $4,000. Like it's soaring. You understand that there's things at play here. Well, we're dealing with the same stuff. It ain't easy. And you want a high qualified tech that knows this stuff? We got them. I got the 10 plus year guys, the 15 plus year guys, the 20 plus year guys. I got a lot of them, and there's more coming. We just got a new one on the road this week. Amazing guy. Already in talks. Another guy. We're going to keep bringing quality men and women here. And we're going to take care of them, and we're going to give them the best of the best. And you're going to, in turn, get the best of the best, but that comes at a price. We can't go back to the future, ladies and gentlemen, but we can live in the future.
Fed to the future.
We can fed to the future. And you need to get the FedCon because, listen, we're going to be talking about everything under the sun imaginable. You are going to be building some relationships that could blossom into friendships you never knew. Reach out to some of the people that were there last year. Gail, some of the Hobart guys. Ani was there. Ernie at McGalley. We got Gary's East Coast in the building. You know, people were there. They were making relationships with people that they may have never met if they didn't go to FedCon. You want to be there. You want to be part of the change. So listen, the only way change happens is if we talk about it and then if we execute and make things happen. But we gotta all be on the same page. And we have to be willing to have open, honest conversations and not shut people down and put walls in between us. If you're not willing to talk about it, what do we even have to talk about? Nothing.
Nothing.
Because if you think for 1 second that any service company here, you know, needs to work for that discounted rate, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Anyway, I'm fired up, Lisa.
All right, McFly.
I'm super fired up. It's hot. It's hot under these lights. It's hot under these lights. You got to go to fedcon.com and get your tickets. Early bird's over. Monday morning. That'll be that. And we'll be announcing the pumpkin carving winner November 1st, Monday as well. Me and Josh and Taz. Hopefully we'll be able to get those guys on the live. And yeah, that's a week in the book. Another week in the books. We're closing out October.
Woo!
One of my favorite months down. My next two favorite months coming, November and December. My road to 40 begins now.
Should do like
Dun,
a,
dun, dun, dun,
40
dun, 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 dun.
of pizza before your 40th birthday.
This way I could put 40 pounds on before I hit 40.
Exactly.
Yes. That'd be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you sticking with me. And if you're watching on the replay, again, feel free to jump in. This is a hot one. This is a hot one. I'm gonna need to get at least a dozen or more 1 minutes out of this. What do you think?
Sure.
Can I make that happen?
I don't think you'll have a dozen, but sure.
You don't think so?
No.
10?
We'll find out.
All right, because there's some gems in here. It doesn't have to be 60 seconds. Give me some 15 seconds, some 20 seconds. There's things I need to keep pumping out. These things need to be heard. All right, listen. Fired up on a Friday, going into the weekend.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Stay well. Stay fired up. And man, I'll see you guys and gals next week. Have a beautiful Halloween weekend.